You're so welcome to join me in lighting up this space. Let's bring this up. Ooh, this candle is always... Well, let's have some good old-fashioned matchstick. All right. It's going to take a while, though. Wow. Candle doesn't want to light up. I think Spirit is giving us a little moment. So let us all just settle in. Let's call our spirit guides in and let's try again, shall we? This is also running out. Okay, interesting. Looks like we've got some going on here where we need to, an invitation here to settle in a little bit deeply. So if you're here and you intend to stay, allow yourself to gently move into this space. Call in your spirit guides. There we go. Here we are. I welcome in the presence of your spirit guides, my spirit guides. As we gently come into this space and connect aura to aura, allow yourself to come in touch with your own aura in this moment. Activate it through your own senses, through your own attention upon it. Call upon your body to relax into this space. And some of you may feel this sense of surprise at the spaciousness where we will find ourselves now. Just allow yourself to say, hey, whether it's your mind or your body, let your mind or your body know this spaciousness is completely safe. Safe for you to be whatever you need to be. Safe for you to put down the weight of the identity or many identities or roles that you play in your daily life. You are safe. Okay. I would love for you now to take a deep breath and connect your soul, your body, your breath, and your aura all as one. One more time, all as one. Aura, body, breath, all as one. And let your self come into this sacred affirmation and say it with me. My deepest alignment is my responsibility. My deepest alignment is my responsibility. Type it into the comments when you're ready to come back. Come back into your body. Let yourself feel into this frequency of deepest alignment. Not just deep alignment, not just alignment, but my deepest alignment. Not what they tell me to want, but what I truly want. My deepest alignment is my responsibility. Type that in the comments if you're getting it, if you're feeling it. Let me know. It is my sole responsibility, my deepest alignment. Is no one feeling it? Let me know. Come on. Is your deepest alignment your responsibility, or are you not feeling it? Or is that something you don't agree with? Let me know. I want this space to be a fully spacious and communicative two-way experience. So as I hold space for you and channel through this transmission, and this is such a powerful thing to acknowledge, is that this is not just something where I come on here and I talk and that's it. This is a transformation on its own. And I want this to be really, really clear, because it is so easy for us to have a mental understanding of all these words: alignment, presence. Today on my social media, I spoke about authenticity as well. Like, it's not just about mentally understanding it. You get it. You just want to know what your alignment is. Well, this is a good place to start. And I wonder what is holding you back from just saying, my deepest alignment is my responsibility. And this is not just for Sue, it's for everyone who are here, everyone who is here. Okay? This is the thing which I would love to start with, which is perfect. A mental understanding of presence, a mental understanding of alignment is just that. It stays at the level of the mind, and it never really gets to arrive in your body, let alone your energy field. Erin is saying, I did get that. It was so fleeting. It felt like it needed more attention. Perfect. We're going there together. Stay with me. And by the way, because there are so many first-timers here, I want you to know that whatever that I'm saying here, it's really coming from my personal experience, what I've personally felt working in the energy field, on my mission to really guide you not to escape the matrix or even feel any kinds of separation, but really to find a way for you to authentically arrive at your divinity. And there will be times you may feel triggered. There may be times you may feel like, no, I disagree. And my invitation to you is to stick around. Stay with me, because small doubt, small awakening, medium doubt, medium awakening, and big doubt, big awakening. Not my saying, it's a Zen saying. And it's good, it's healthy, it's good to ask questions, it's good to peel back what is going on in you. It's good to actually really take a look at what's going on within you. And everything I say is not here for you to feel like I need to agree with her. No. In fact, I say this with my clients all the time. What you're seeing in your reality, what you're hearing in your reality, what you're perceiving in your reality is a projection from your own light. You are seeing a projection from your own light. So, oh wow, Jacqueline is saying, my deepest alignment is my responsibility. Yes, but I am not there yet. Let's do this together. Let's do this together today. The reason why I felt compelled to come on here is that we are actually walking through, physically on Earth right now, a time where the frequency is heightened. This is a time when our vessels are being invited to open up to receive more energy. And what that may feel like is that some things will fall away. Some things maybe you've worked really hard on, that you've been clinging on to for a long time, no longer resonates and you're still clinging on to it. These are some really, really obvious symptoms, but there are also moments when you probably feel like, hey, it's going really, really good, but I feel like there's an ending to this now. Or there is something that you feel like, wow, this feels so true for me. I really want to do it, but. And so I'm right here. I'm a wide open vessel, channel for you. The more you communicate with me, the more you're able to receive what is exactly for you. And this, honestly, is reserved for things, experiences inside my mentorship spaces. So it's a really good time for you to tap in if you want to. Just saying. So let's dive in. Let's dive into alignment and presence. Going back to what I was saying, a mental understanding of what an alignment is or what presence really is just that, a mental understanding. It never really arrived in your body. It never really arrived in your energy field. And that is why there are so many people who can, they can say it. They can say, I am being authentic. I am being real. I am being open. I'm being all that is. They would even use words that are considerably connected with the divine. But you can never really feel it. You can never really engage with it. And I come from personal experience speaking about this, working with clients and working with myself. Until you actually allow yourself to truly feel what alignment is, until you truly let yourself feel what presence truly is, you're always going to only have it right here. And how do we feel that? How do we experience that? Well, my first question to you is, how often do you let yourself really touch someone? How often do you let yourself be touched? And I don't mean just physical touch. A touch that is also delicate and tender. That is without agenda. Without the agenda of a certain result or a certain outcome. How often or ever do you actually do that? And this isn't just something that is prevalent among most people. It is actually very prevalent in the community or the industry where we call wellness, where we call coaching, where we call spiritual mentorship even. So I'm here to really put forth this question because I really want us to get really, really honest. Let's walk into this beautiful space, soul to soul, heart to heart, aura to aura. If there are moments when you feel like when you place a hand on someone, whether you are a healer or a carer or a mother or a lover, if you feel that when you touch someone, it doesn't even have to be physical again. It can be aura to aura as well if you're working with energy. And you feel this fear that you might go too deep. You feel this fear that I don't want to go there. I don't know. I'm not sure. And so let me just stay at the level where I think I know. That I think I'm certain. And vice versa with yourself. You know, we are in this time right now where it's so prevalent to go into this space where we see ourselves wanting more. We want to open up our channel. We want to have a Kundalini awakening. We want to awaken our third eye. We want to have this transcendental experience. We go to plant medicine. We go to ceremonies. We go to, you name it. And we are more fragmented. We are more fragmented than we have ever been. Fragmented when we look at breath work, just as breath work. Fragmented when we look at body work, just as body work. Fragmented when we look at spiritual work, just as opening third eye, opening channel. You channel goddesses, you channel dragons, you channel all the things. And yet, you are still hiding from your very loved ones. Raise your hands if you're one of those. Please, no judgment. I'm asking sincerely, right? I've been there myself. I've definitely been there. You know, I've always been a very, very open channel. And during my childhood, I've come across some really unpleasant experiences with my peers that made me believe at that time that it's best that I shut down that side of me so that I can appear to fit in. And I'm sure I'm not the only one here who's had that experience. And so we may call that intuition, we may call that channel, psychic channel, whatever it is. You know, going from being a child who loved speaking with plants, loved walking through the arms of nature and speaking to the sky, to someone who completely was a skeptic, completely closed off. And I suffered from years and years of anorexia, denying not just my soul, because I didn't even think of it, but my body, denying feeling anything because it was too much. All I was doing was controlling the outcome. If I get a sense of control, I'm safe. If I can defend myself, I am safe. And this is where I want to take a pause and see if anyone else has been through these experiences. And I trust that if you're here listening to me, you probably have overcome that stage. And you probably are, you have several, if not one, or at least two practices that brings you into a place where you can connect with Source. That you can come into more peace, as you may put it. And the interesting thing is, well, Sue, thank you. Beautiful. And let me invite you into to deepening beyond understanding. Yes, Sue? We're right here, right now, where we want to go beyond understanding. You get this? Do you get this? Let me know. Everyone else, do you get this? We want to go beyond understanding our divine presence. We want to go beyond understanding why the hell we are here. There is this beautiful saying, this mystic saying, I was a hidden treasure, and because I yearned to know myself, I created the world. And I believe that is why we're here, that we are still here. So that God, the divine source, can know itself through us. When we scoop an ice cream and put it into our mouth, when we drink water on a hot, sunny day, when we have our heart broken, when we are drinking excellent, incredible tea, when we are making love, when we allow ourselves to be touched, that's the divine knowing itself through you. And the Big Bang, it hasn't finished yet. The story is still unfolding through us, through all the lives. And so if you have shut down your intuition, your channel before, let me know in the comment section. Because for anyone who has gone through that, there will be a part where your intuitive knowing will open up again. And when there is this quiet whisper that asks you, move with your gut, go with that gut, go with that gut instinct, go with that, and you shut it down again, what you're essentially doing is you're abandoning yourself, correct? If you have had any experience in your life where you just didn't go with what you truly wanted, and you did something that someone else said is the right thing to do, or someone else said that it's the surefire, guaranteed strategy, go with that instead. But your nudge in here is saying something else, but you didn't trust it. You have abandoned yourself. It's the same thing as when a mother leaves a child standing at the entrance of a supermarket. And she's gone for a prolonged time, probably busy doing something in the supermarket. And the child starts to feel anxious. The child feels like she's gone for a really long time. What's going on here? And of course, the mother comes back and picks the child back up. But it's such an innocuous occurrence. And by the way, I've been that child, which I also thought was an innocuous experience. But along the way, as I deepen into this work, as I build my emotional and spiritual maturity and my spiritual muscles, I realized and recognized that that contributed so much to the fear of being abandoned. And it shows up in our adult lives in so many ways. It shows up when you're, impulsively looking on your phone and checking for text messages or calls from loved ones. And if you don't get any, you're like, do they even remember me? Do they even love me? Do they even care about me? Or when someone leaves you on boo tick, on WhatsApp, right? Who feels that way? Let me know. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent in this space. Or maybe on social media, if you have a business, if you are a spiritual mentor yourself, or a coach, or whatever, a healer, you post something, and when you don't get any likes, you're devastated, and you're like, fuck social media, not gonna do it anymore. It's so fake, nobody cares. Or if you get lots of likes, you start to get attached to it. okay, I need to do more of the same thing. I need to be this. I need to be like this. So that, yeah. So it shows up in different ways. And for me, for a long time, when I was not able to recognize this, it showed up in my love life. Whenever I got into a relationship, I would start to starve myself. I would start to relapse back into anorexia because I was believing that to fit a certain size, to be as slight as possible, I will not bother that person if I could be slight enough. And they would love me for that. Because that was my belief of what being acceptable and beautiful was at that time. You get it? So it's been a long journey for me, not gonna lie. Sitting right here, fully recovered. And here's the part where it gets really unrealistic. And I know I'm saying this because I'm calling out to women who are also similarly probably living a freaking unrealistic life. But you don't dare to admit it. That's the difference. You're not admitting that you have unrealistic life that is so good for you right now. And the good can get even better if you could just admit that. But here I am. Everyone always says, you're so unrealistic, Liang. You're too sensitive. How do you know that is for real? How do you know? You don't know that. Don't say that if you don't know that. And that's when all this intuition, psychic channels start to shut down. And what happens? Again, I self-abandon. So what happens when you self-abandon over and over again? What happens when you self-abandon over and over again? You weaken your trust in yourself. And you're right. Your intuitive channel probably shut down. And by the time you actually did some of the work to heal, to find your way back to who you are, and probably at this stage you're still thinking, I need to fix myself. I'm broken. There's something wrong with me. I still need to heal myself. By the way, spoiler alert, you're not broken. You have never needed to fix yourself. There's a part of the transformative process that you must understand is that it's not always about more. Yes, it's so natural to want more because that is part of your evolution as a divine being. But part of the process of evolution is this part that lots of us, including healers, coaches, priestesses, mystics, they forget. The part that is where stillness lives. The part where we allow ourselves to be breathed by this frequency, this energy, this unseen stillness, this vortex. Because this part is where you can liken it to planting a seed and really letting the seed do its thing. And not enough of us actually recognize that we're always constantly, I've had so many mentors and people, coaches who I work with, and there are so few of them, really, truthfully, who actually allows that stillness. They're constantly saying, you got to do this, try that, do this, do that, do blah, 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 blah. I am fortunate to have also mentors who recognize that stillness and have taught me immensely how to really deepen into it and actually given me full permission to go into it. Because I can tell you this, when you start to feel that stillness, if you're not supported in that journey, it's so easy to actually think, this is dangerous, because your mind doesn't recognize that kind of spaciousness in your life. Because your mind is so used to the familiarity of being tense and doing, actioning, that when it encounters that sort of spaciousness, it would say, oh my God, it's too deep. Too deep for me, not going in there. And so many people turn away at that threshold. Right at that doorstep, they turn away. They say, that's too much. I'm so scared, because that stillness may be a void where I need to destroy everything I've created in my life. And that means I need to give up my family and give up this and become a sage and walk into the mountains. No, no, no. Au contraire. This is the part where it gets really interesting. And this is the part where the mental understanding actually transfers into the body and into your energy field. That is how authenticity, love, leadership, presence of the divine can be transmitted without you saying a word. Because you are opening up the field with your presence. You are the field. You are the earth looking up into the cosmos. You are the cosmos that is swirling down here. You are all. You are the source. You feel that? So the real question really to really inquire is if there is any resistance to becoming more intimate with yourself. Because you can only be as intimate with someone else as you are with yourself. Yes, of course, there are those, you can always fake it. And this is where I want to drop into the continuation from what happens when you have closed off your intuitive channel. Because when you closed off your channel, and then, like I said, you've done some healing work and you think, right, I always knew I was an intuitive, I always knew that I was psychic, and now let's get back into it, let's live that life, right? And what happens after that is you probably made a move thinking that I followed my intuition. And what happened when you made that decision after that, it turned out that maybe it was a really bad decision. Like maybe you got scammed. Maybe it was a really bad road to go down to. And then you said, oh, I knew I shouldn't have trusted that intuition. That was so wrong of me. And from there, you probably shut it down again. And this is the part where I want to ask, like, anyone else has felt that before? Let me know. This is the part where I want to tell you that it wasn't your intuition that you were hearing. That's right. It wasn't your intuition that you were listening to. It was your instinct. It was the familiar survival mechanism and defensive mechanism that you had not quite dismantled yet, as well-intentioned that you were. A lot of people confuse instinct and intuition. And instinct is actually so easily disguised as intuition. When you say, oh, I have a bad feeling about this. This is my intuition telling me it's bad. But it could just be your instinct. Your instinctual need to survive. I mean, you don't need your intuition to tell you that there's a lion in front of you and you have a bad feeling about it, right? So you have to understand that a lot of times people say it was their intuition that told them, and then they made a really fucked up decision. It was actually the instinct. It was the instinct to play it safe. It was the instinct to make sure you don't go out of the box. The instinct to keep you safe. And you went ahead and said it was your intuition, and you made the worst decision ever. Never again now. So it is very important to understand that you cannot, and I'm telling you this because everyone has intuition. Everyone. You don't have to be a spiritual master to have intuition. But very, very few people actually really, really, really go to the depth where you dismantle all those survival mechanisms that you have picked up. And I want to make it clear, we all have it. I'm deep in this work. I'm still going through it, and I'm finding them in subtler and subtler scenarios. But you have to be aware of it. You have to be aware of it, meaning you have to let God into the room. You have to let the divine into the room. You have to let the unknown, the mystery into the room when you are being present with it. When you are being present with yourself, you are letting the divine into the room to be with you, to dance with you, to guide you. And this is what I mean. Allowing yourself to be touched without flinching. Letting yourself touch without any attachment to the outcome. Whether they accept you more or love you more, or they actually flinch at your touch, which could happen. Because they have their own defenses as well. They have their resistance to work through. But if you're holding space, if you are a mentor, a healer, a priestess, a mystic, a guide, a leader of light, you have the responsibility to be completely unattached, because you are holding space for their transformation. You are holding space for the mass. It's never going to be linear. I mean, mass in the sense that, yes, it may feel like there are some parts that feels like a surprise, but it really is that sense of like, okay, this is nothing that you can actually just pull out a book and look at it. That's what I mean by mass. So, but you always hold that knowing within you that I know, and I know this because I know that we are in this together, that I am fully present with this. And this is how I walk with my clients. This is how I work with my clients. And it is so much, and I see this with them because they are successful women. They are super multidimensional. They are holding space for others. They are doing incredible things in big companies. And a lot of the times, it's not about opening more channels or accumulating more spiritual gifts and skills or capabilities. It's about dismantling all of those beliefs and conditionings that are hindering you from having a direct experience with God, with the divine within you. And I just want to say this, when I speak about the divine, when I speak about God, I'm talking about something that lives through you, as you, for you. I'm talking about all that is. I'm talking about that presence. That, by the way, you are. If you fully believe that you are the co-creator of your reality, raise your hand. If you fully believe that you are all that is, you are a fractal of the divine, you are the emissary of light, raise your hand, please. Why are you hiding if you are hiding? Maybe you are not hiding from me. Yes, Jacqueline is saying, who else? Maybe you're hiding this from your mother-in-law, your mother, your father, your husband. Maybe you're hiding it from your children. Why? Why are you hiding? Because you fear they don't understand you? Because you've had like a real experience where they totally rejected you and called you crazy? So what? So what? So what? Really? Really, it's a real question. So what? Okay, taking a pause. I want to know how everyone is feeling. We have 32 people here. And surely more than just Jacqueline and Sue can type in. Please let me know. Is this landing? Can we go even deeper? Or is this not landing? Please let me know so that I know how deep we can go into this transmission. And for those of you who really resonate and you really feel this aura to aura transmission already, and this is where it gets really interesting. I know I have connected with some of you in the ethers. I know this. And I'm here so that you can see my light and actualize yourself. Actualize yourself swiftly, powerfully, and effortlessly. So if you feel this so deeply and you're ready to dive deeper, I really want to honor you and also invite you to send me a DM so that you can apply for a chat with me. It's a Meet Your Majesty call. No strings attached. Or if you feel like I am so resonating, she's my mentor, DM me and I can share some links with you and let you know so that you can make your most powerful move. I don't run mentorship like anyone. I really don't. I work with tea, ceremony, and pure light medicine. I work with your light. I work with your energy field. Everything is frequency first. And I think one of the things that really has completely transformed my life is that stillness. And a lot of people can have pretty words about it, but have very little idea of what actually that feels like. And I still have so much more to go, that's for sure. But I'm devoted. I'm devoted to this work. And it is my soul contract. I honestly believe this. It is my soul contract to really feel stillness in all its ways. This stillness is not what you think it is. This stillness is completely dynamic. It is the infinite potential that you hold within you. And if you cannot tap into this, you cannot truly manifest how much potential you truly hold in your hand. Yes, it is infinite. That's why you can go ever deeper. And I'm seeing all your beautiful, beautiful comments. Oh my gosh, in tears. Erin, ready to go deeper. Beatrice, beautiful. And let it be known, when you allow yourself to have this aura to aura transmission, you will inevitably be changed. When you allow yourself to be in touch with your divinity, when you let yourself be in touch with your angelic guides, your spirit guides, your light guides, your aura will inevitably be changed. Really get that into you. Breathe that into you. And this is why I often talk about that in my transmission. Be breathed. Be breathed by this. It's not about finding that, that next level. It is about really understanding where you are right now, landing it deeply in your body that you are safe so that you give yourself spaciousness to go to the next level. Too many well-intentioned spiritual seekers are constantly reaching for that higher and higher and higher and higher. And this is also why on the other end of the spectrum, you always feel like you're not enough. You always feel like you're not enough. Stephanie, stillness is so pure. People are so much in a hurry. Let's all find calm. Beautiful. Stephanie, that is so beautiful. And I invite you, as with everyone here, to go even deeper. Really feel this stillness. Really feel this frequency I'm emanating right now. Let's take a moment. If you feel that, let me know in the comments what you just felt and what you saw. Lindsay, strength. What else? This is a very beautiful diamond ray transmission that you are experiencing right now. And I love this stillness that we are immersing in right now as well. And this is where it feels so true, where your mind may not make sense of it all. But your soul is calling, your soul is walking. Your soul is leaving behind traces of the threads that you are meant to follow. And I say follow it. Follow the threads. When we enter this beautiful stillness, I really say this so passionately and with so much love. We tend to seek for that peace. We tend to seek for that calm. But actually, it's right here in you. It's right here. It's who you are. It's just covered up with lots of junk. And there may be some hooks as well. Energetic hooks. And this is where it's so important to get that support. We go deep into this in mentorship. We go deep into this because it's not something you just complete. It's not just something that you fix even, because again, you never need it to be fixed. You never need it to be fixed. And one thing that so many humans forget, because we look around us and we start to believe that this whole thing is the real thing. And you forget that you are made of earth. You are made of the cosmos. And you forget that you are limitless. You forget that you are made of abundance, that you are meant to flow your energy. And this is where we go into depth in mentorship. How do we balance the receiving and giving? Because it is obvious, it is manifested in the way you live, how you receive and give love, how you receive and give money, how you let yourself move with spirit, how you actually really honor your intuition, or do you abandon yourself over and over again? And I love what Stephanie is bringing forward. I taught elementary for 30 years. I had a tea maker in my classroom, and my kids would come in, pour some tea and just chill, right, and get ready. Yes. You know, I often get asked, like, how can I literally sit here for 2 to 3 hours a day? And I can tell you that if you ask, it's because you have no idea. You have no idea about the immanence, the immortal owls, the sages, the masters, the teachers that I sit with when I'm here, communing in the energy, in the energetic field, in the unseen. You have no idea how tea receives me in all the manner that I'm in. Impartially. How this beautiful tea that is from wild ancient trees reminds me, lives in me, lives through me, and merges with me, and reminds me of my divinity. How it opens up the gateway to the infinite field so that I can dance with the potential that is there, with clarity, taking off the veil of illusions. This is tea when I talk about tea. Not as a beverage, but as a spirit, as a light being. And again, they say I'm unrealistic. But here I am, doing this work full time, thriving, manifested some incredible things. And also on the other end of the spectrum, I have more and more courage each day to confront my darkness. Because all of us have that. We all have that. And if you cannot admit to that, we're not being fully honest. We're not fully seeing ourselves. And when I say that, I'm not even saying that as a bad thing. We have to go beyond that. We have to go beyond judgment. And tea is a powerful ally to do that. Yes, Lindsay, I'm a vegan, so I totally understand. I feel you. I have recently picked up gardening as well. Oh my gosh. I speak to the trees, I speak to the flowers, I prune them, I speak to them, and I ask them to guide me. What should I do? What should I do? And sometimes I just get like a hit, and I go in there, I'll do whatever I need, prune here, prune there, maybe change the soil, get that, get this. I don't know where it comes from, but there you go. It's a communion, right? It's beautiful. I wonder if you do this as well with your vegetables, where you allow them to tell you what they want to be. What's the highest form they can take on a plate? Because that's exactly what tea does. With the most beautiful artisans that I work with, we work with tea that is living, meaning they are free of pesticides and chemicals, and they are grown in the most spacious ways. And when they are ready to be harvested, they're not forced into a timeline to be harvested, firstly. And when they come into the hands of the artisans, they let the tea tell them how they want to be created and processed, rather than forcing that tea to be what they think it is, what it needs to be to meet a deadline or a marketing strategy. Yes, I love that. So, like I said, I know many of you are probably on a spiritual path for a while now. This way of working with tea can fully enhance your practice. It helps you to embody your presence. It helps you to deepen into what you already know. And it purifies. And I am very, very honored to work with tea as an ally, because, I'm human, and there is a big part about mentorship with me where I allow source to be channeled through me. So the space is not about how I can deliver. It's not about how good I am or how great I am. It's about what wants to arise spontaneously in that space. So can you understand what I'm saying here is that we're not waiting for something to happen around us to react to it. It's not like, oh, they say that they hate me or they hate my story or my post, and so now I'm going to reclaim my sovereignty. No. We want that to arise within you very spontaneously. Yes, certain things in your reality, and I'm saying this not as a bad thing, I'm saying, yes, it happens. Things happen externally and creates a funnel for you to channel your energy into. So like I said, maybe someone says they hate your guts, or they, your loved ones say that, your vision is stupid, don't do it. And you say, I'm a sovereign being and I choose to do this. Yes. You feel powerful, you feel sovereign, you feel all the things. It's like, I'm going to do my own thing, right? What a lot of people don't realize is that it's a reaction. It's not a spontaneous arising. And that's why it's like the very common example of lots of people who win the lottery tend to finish their money very quickly and are bankrupt again. Why? Because they didn't actually expand their spiritual vessel to hold that much of energy. Yes? If you don't want to call it a spiritual vessel, call it your nervous system. That alone, again, a mental understanding that never arrived in the body and never arrived in your spiritual body, never arrived into your physical body. So we have to learn this to really understand that we are here to be initiated. We are here to be initiated by everything. And don't be afraid to go deeper. That whole external circumstance absolutely happened for you, and most of the people just stop there. But no. What you're asked to is to deepen into the connection with your divinity. To deepen into your intimacy with yourself, your soul, your heart. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that amazing? And maybe some people are like, ooh, that's scary. I've spent so many years controlling and having this sense of control. I'm afraid. And that's okay. And that is why you need a mentor. This is why mentorship is so valuable. Surround yourself with people who are doing it or have done it. I love this saying by one of my tea masters. He would say, I can absolutely learn tea on my own on an island, isolated from everyone else for sure, and figure it out, and probably spend 30, 40 years figuring it out what's good and what's bad. And Meanwhile, I can just ask a master to teach me and learn all about that within a year. True that? True. So I would love to come into completion for today. Once again, if you feel a deep resonance, please DM me, ask me, apply for a call, or if you're really like, yes, I want to come into mentorship, I have a few spaces left. I literally have 7 spaces left. It's either a 6-month or a 3-month mentorship. We can chat about all of that. Honestly, no strings attached. You have to make your decision. You are mature enough. You are a light being. You are a divine being. So I'm going to give this back to you. Your deepest alignment is your responsibility. And I'm right here, honored to guide, honored to lead you. And yeah, honored to have you all here today. All right. Any other questions before I wrap up? By the way, a sneak peek into my mentorship. You get all the delicious tea ceremony activations, mentorship call. Every week we touch base twice a week on Telegram, in my Telegram temple, and you get a vault of masterclasses and also monthly delivery of the most exquisite tea that is tailor-made for your yin-yang constitution. If this really is for you, be serious about it. DM me, because once the spots are gone, they're gone. And also, if you want to be surrounded by the most incredible multidimensional woman on the 8th of August at the Lionsgate portal, come in, join us at the portal. It's happening on the 8th of August. It's a one-off event, once in a lifetime. We're at this beautiful gate of the 8-8, and 2025 is a 9. So it's a beautiful snake energy that is holding all of us here. I'm going to be hosting that. So tickets are for sale right now, so you can check that out. If anything calls to you, just feel free to drop me a DM. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I don't know when I'll be back here again, but I really want to say thank you so much for being here. I really love connecting with you. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your openness to receive this. Thank you so much. And I will see you when I see you. Yes? Thank you.